Just not. Hi. Sitting down in this channel. Man, I don't know how to start it. Hi. Hi. My name is Daxton. Welcome to Talking to the Ferns. I really fear this, talking to a camera. It scares me a lot. And I'm sitting here in front of the ocean in Ketchikan, Alaska right now. And I've been here for a while, summer job. It's been interesting and an adventure, and it's been great. I have always wanted to pick up content creation, but it scares the shit out of me. And I can't make myself sit in front of the camera and just talk. It just doesn't flow right, at least in my mind. I think today I would like to talk about my stutter. It's this thing that I carry around, it feels like, with me, this big burden. Some days it doesn't feel like anything. I don't notice, no one else does. It's easy. But some days it doesn't feel like I'm normal, and when speaking doesn't come easy, I feel like less of a person. And it's been a challenge my whole life. I look at people who don't stutter, and I think, oh my gosh, if I was like them, maybe I would be better or something. A real... I just think I'd be better. And I couldn't actually explain to you what that even entails. Maybe it's because if I could speak clearly with no worry in my mind that I would stammer a word, people would respect me more. Or I could flow conversation easier. And that may be the case. And I think it has changed the way I think and the way I've lived my life substantially. That's what I wanted to talk about today. Is it's been this thing, and I hope that if someone were to see this video, they would, I have no advice to give. Maybe I do, but I'm not better than anyone else. I'm still struggling, but maybe someone is struggling like me, and it's helpful to hear other people's perspectives. I think living with a stutter, which in my case, it's nothing major. I've lived my life. I've never lost a job to a stutter or lost a thing at school, or I manage. And I know a lot of people that manage with impediments, speech impediments, disabilities, all sorts of things. And some days, I already said this, but I feel impaired. And it sucks because there's people around me, my friends and coworkers, that know me and they don't think I stutter. And so when I do get stuck on a word or something, it sucks. And it makes me feel like so small. I feel small. And I think these people won't see me the same anymore. And that is just, it's a tough thing to wrap your head around. But it's okay. Everyone... Rude. It's okay to feel small, and it's okay to not be perfect. And, I put this act And maybe some of you relate to this, but I'm this person, this great guy who is confident and puts on this show for everybody, this leader, and then it cracks through. And, my true self shows, which I'm still all those things, sure, but I'm also weak and flawed, and that's hard. That's hard to share. But it's okay to be those things. And trying to avoid them your whole life, like me, and thinking, oh, I can hide it. I don't have to be this person. I don't think that's the way to go. It's okay to not be able to speak right all the time. And some days the speech flows, some days it doesn't. Some days we're smart, some days we're dumb, some days we feel strong at the gym, some days we feel dumb at the gym. We feel spiritual at church, we feel, I don't know. But there's a lot of examples of this. We don't have to be perfect all the time. And even if I'm impaired in my speech sometimes, which is, again, minor, I have years of speech therapy to fix that. But that'll never leave me. And we are who we are for a reason. And our flaws make us up. We have great things, I hope majority, and we're gonna be flawed. That's okay. I just spent so long thinking if I could just hide it, if I can figure out a way to reroute my thoughts and my feelings and the way I talk, I could negate my stutter completely. Which, to be honest, the little me that made all this deep planning to do this, he succeeded. If you looked at me and I had a conversation with you, maybe you would think I have a stutter, but chances are you wouldn't. And it doesn't affect my daily life. Right there I stuttered. But some days it does, and I just wish I wouldn't have gone with that route, because when I do stutter, it sucks. I get embarrassed, they look at me weird. Maybe not, maybe it's just me, but it sucks. And alienating that part of myself, that little me that still does stutter a lot, is not the way to go. I believe that we are the kids that we grew up, we're ourselves, and even though we change over the course of our lives, we're still those kids. And those kids deserve love. And it just isn't the right thing to do, to leave that kid to rot away in the basement of your mind. He deserves, or she deserves, to live and to see the sun and to laugh and experience. And we cut that part of ourselves out far too often, especially in just this generation. I have friends, I know the people here at the lodge, even we escape. We think if we're not working or doing something directly fun, we should be on our phones or away from ourselves, our head, because I think they're in there, our little selves. And man, for me, it was the stuttering. As a kid, I was so, I felt so small. I'd stutter, I was skinny, I had this hunchback, I had horrible posture, and I couldn't say my R's. I would say WAPTA, because I was into dinosaurs. And man, that kid, he's still in me. And it took a long time for me to figure out, because we think we grow out of our skin. I'm different now. I used to be a scrawny kid, but now I don't think so. If you were so brave, you wouldn't be on your phone. You wouldn't be avoiding the people that love you most as you watch them go by, as life zips on by and we think, oh, it's fine, I'll wait for the weekend to have fun. I'll wait till the end of the day. I'll wait till the end of this year. I'll wait 40 years till I'm retired. It'll never come. And it's so important that we explore this part of ourselves, because that is where, I believe, joy is, self-acceptance. Because they hurt too. And we're so little. Our parents are little. We're just a bunch of kids who don't know how to handle their emotions. And how does that connect to me? It's obvious. I make this big deal of a stutter that doesn't bother me anymore. And it haunts me around like it's this scary apparition of my thoughts. And I think this is my life ruining. I will never be good. I'll never be. That's a bunch of bogus. I have so much power in my fate. How much I love, how much I lead. We need to wake up and be better as people. We need to treat each other like people and remember we're all just kids. And that includes ourselves. We can't. Self-hatred, it destroys everything. Self-doubt. Where's the end goal? There's no end. There's no, we're here now. We're in the moment. We need, in my opinion, to live in it. And nothing's going to fix us, because deep down that kid will be in there. So accept him. Accept her. Accept the scrawniness or the funny laugh or the weird smile that you have. Accept it, because no one's coming to fix you. And no one can. No one can fix the way I talk. So I talk. I choose to sit in front of the camera right now, embarrass myself, and guess what? Whoop-de-doo. We're here now. And, it's so scary, to be honest. I'm really coming out. You matter. And I matter. And we're just kids. And maybe sometimes we should act more like kids too, when you're 4 years old and you're at the park and someone comes up to you, also 4, hopefully, and they say, want to be friends? Yeah. You guys go play hopscotch or something. Where did that go? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be kids, accept ourselves, love ourselves? All this adulting stuff, I just don't believe in it. Bunch of bogus. What, because we have phones, we're above everyone, all the kids, all the younger people, because we have jobs? All that seems to be happening to me is we have less fun. Maybe we know more, but we should spend our time teaching it. Why are we keeping it to ourselves and being prideful about how adult we are? And when a kid sees us, they think, oh, they should at least think, what are these adults doing? The only part about being an adult is they're more miserable, have a phone in their face all the time, and have a job that takes away 12 hours of their day every day, 8 hours for the actual work and 4 hours for the stress it caused you. You spent doom scrolling on the toilet. I don't know. It's just not good for us. And I think that we deserve change. Our inner child deserves change. And yeah, that's actually about it. So, want to be friends? Me and you. Awkward little outro. See you soon.